What's up, y'all? It's Flux. I haven't done a video in a while. I've been working on some new albums and some new sound packs, all of which should be coming out in the future, because if it came out in the past, you'd already have it. So I did a really long video that was really nice, basically on how to do a keyboard beat and make it not sound like a keyboard beat, how to make it sound like it was actually sampled. Came out really well. And then ScreenFlow crashed on me and I lost it all. And I'm too sporadic to want to do that again and do the whole thing again. And I'm just hanging out today. So what I decided I'd do is just go ahead and make a beat. I'm not even going to think about what I'm doing. I'm just going to go ahead and do it and maybe punch in some comments or whatever or talk about it while I'm doing it. But I'm just going to make a beat. And maybe you'll pick some stuff up, whatever. I don't feel like sampling right now, so I'm probably just going to go off of the virtual instruments that I have and whatnot. And we'll go from there. So we'll see what's up. What I did so far is I actually have, the only thing I have loaded right now is no patterns, but I have push-pull kit loaded from the True School expansion. But I changed a couple of the sounds. I added some sounds from Uppercussion, which is a company that makes expansions for Maschine. I added a couple of their sounds from their Smack Pack into the kit just to kind of beef up the sound a little bit and make it how I like it. Then on Group B, I also loaded a few more sounds from some Uppercussion kits, which I just really like the Uppercussion stuff. So I felt like using some of their stuff, and they deserve to get a little bit of love. Not a lot of people seem to know about it, and it's really good, high-quality stuff. So let's go ahead and make a beat. I'm going to start off by making a skeleton of the drums. I may or may not change how it sounds later, but I like to always kind of just throw down some kind of drum pattern first, just to get my vibe going. I'm at 90 beats per minute. So that's going to be my skeleton drums right there. I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to throw just a little bit of beat delay on the Group A drum kit because I feel like it. I'm not going to use a preset. I'm just going to make my own. We'll mess with it a little bit. And I am going to use elements of what I was trying to show before. I'm just not going to go as in detail because I'm really tired and I had a long day. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll probably throw some I'm going to throw some piano in there. I'm going to throw piano in there, but I'm going to make it ugly piano. Like, I don't want to, I'm not going to use, like, I'm going to take a pristine piano and make it sound like trash. The idea being that most of my beats, I prefer to have them stay pretty raw. So I'm going to use some off notes and whatnot, and then just kind of lo-fi it up and just destroy it. Like I like the dissonance in off notes, especially when you start putting it through lo-fi filters and whatnot, just to make it sound really grimy and ugly. It kind of gives it that eerie, dark sound. So I'm basically playing like a C minor note, and then I'm adding on like a B, and just kind of making it ugly, like, you know, just kind of, you know, like these off notes, just kind of like the dissonance, might be technically incorrect, but it can work when you sample with it. So when I go back and I sample it back in, and, you know, it'll work out. So. So I got these ugly off notes in there, and you're like, you know, well, why would you purposely do something like that? Well, I don't know, because I'm stupid, and I do stuff like that, and when I put it all together, for some reason, it'll work. Don't judge me. How about that? How about don't get chained to every rule that's in the book? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this piano that I did in Contact, right? I'm using the New York Grand, which is normally like a really nice sounding, very clean piano, and I'm dragging and dropping the audio from it to the next pad, and I'm using basically that little freeze trick for a few reasons. One, because I'm not going to change this pattern. And 2, because I want to save CPU, and 3, because I'm going to mess up the audio of it more. I had, if you look, I had a lo-fi on here, right? And now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take this, let me set the sampler settings, polyphony at 1, okay? Let me just double check, okay, and I'm on a 1 shot. Since I'm still on the same pattern, it's going to be the same length. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dirty it up even more. I'm going to put lo-fi on the sample, okay? And we're going to do a few things to it here. Let's take sample rate, like 12, right around there, 12.3. Bits are going to go to 12. Let's see how that sounds, and I'm going to take the mix down a good bit. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit of saturation on it, just a tiny little bit. Take the compression way down. The amount of drive is even going to come down. Like, I don't want to use enough to where it's actually messing with it a lot. Contour is actually coming way down too. Okay. Now I'm going to use the EQ, okay? Low frequency, right around 100. I'm going to boost it just a hair. Alright? Mid-range, I'm going to boost. Up top, I'm actually going to bring down a little bit. Yeah, that's actually fine. Okay. Dragging and dropping it right back on top of itself. And when you do that, all the effects that you had already applied are going to reapply themselves again on top of the new sample. So now let's hear how it sounds. Dark. And I'm doing it again. Okay, and now that I've got all that on there, I'm going to go ahead and get the plugins off. I'm going to go ahead and just grab a bass real quick. Just a simple, very simple sub bass. Let's see what Dark Pressure has to offer. And using off notes like I did before sometimes means that you got to play around until you feel that it sounds right. Because I'm not technically going after something that is that's perfect. I'm going for something that sounds good. You know, that gives me the vibe that I want. I don't care about what it should be. I care about what it is. And sometimes when I'm working, I like to kind of put these off notes. It's actually a 16th note early when I'm bringing in the second note on there. Sometimes I like doing that. Sometimes I'll take the grid off completely and won't have it quantized, just to put these these off feelings through it. Especially if I'm working on something dark. You know, usually if I'm working on something a little bit brighter or something with a little bit more melody or something, I'll keep things a lot tighter. But if I'm going for an eerie sound, or like I know like I'm gonna have an MC on it that's just got like a just a ugly, dirty vibe on the track, then having things out of place will actually make them sit in place when everything is together. So at this stage, because I've got that going on, I'm going to go ahead and start adding some swing to the drums, because I know that I'm going for this kind of push-pull feel. So what I'll do first is I'll go to my groove on the first drum group. I'm going to swing it probably about 20%. Alright, so I'm swinging around 28% on my drums, and I've brought the bass level down just a little bit now. I'm going to start adding in some atmospheres and some higher parts to the beat. So let's go to absinth, because absinth is awesome in your face. If you don't like absinth, I probably don't like you, and we really don't even need to talk. Like, just go. So that's how it's going to be. So I'm probably going to mess with the animator a little bit after I lay it, but I'm just going to do a real basic string. Alright, that'll work, but because I'm running my video software and everything, and I'm on my old 2008 MacBook Pro, I'm really kind of pushing the limits as far as what this thing can do right now. And to be honest with you, I didn't even check if I was in 32 or 64-bit mode when I loaded up. I probably should have, but I've been doing so much different stuff lately that and swapping back and forth between the two that it's whatever. So let's go ahead and set our voice settings. So now I'm going to go to, I'm actually going to go to FM8, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some really high little tingly bits into there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going back to the piano, I'm first going to name everything just so it makes it easier for me to remember what it is that I'm doing. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and I'm going to really mess with the piano piece as if it were just a straight sample off of vinyl. I'm going to duplicate it first. Okay, I'm going to a new pattern. What I like to do is I'll do stuff like this. Like I'll take a duplicate and I'll put it all the way up on pad 16. May or may not ever even touch that. But what I do is I use it as a very fast scratch pad. So if I want to hurry up and grab the original sample and put it to a pad and mess with it, I can. It's just kind of like an old ASRX style workflow that I kind of developed over the years. So I'm going to go ahead and mess with this sample and see what I come up with. I just use select and press a pad to select the pad 3 without making it trigger. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change this to ADSR, so I can do that. And let's go ahead and edit it a little bit. Let's slice it first. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab this old son of a bitch. There you go. This guy called Reactor. Reactor is awesome. It can do so much stuff. But right now, instead of using my user banks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use something very simple called the finger, because it just gets the job done. Glitches going on there, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of splice those in through the track. I'm going to kind of probably turn them down just a bit and splice it out as I make the scenes. So now what I do is I go ahead and I make my scenes. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just about everything out and kind of just feel how it goes. So that's how I make like a kind of more eerie, ugly beat that's imperfect in all the right ways. Imperfection is fun. So that's how I do that. So I'll let it play out, and I will say go check out machinetutorials.com, go check out soundsandgear.com, go check out my buddy Necron99 with Beat Basics, check out Altruist. Have fun making music and don't be lazy. Being a little bit lazy here, but you know what? Not making anything too serious either.